But I was thinking about that when cause like people who vlog every day and do stuff like that, and they always record themselves crying or like whatever issue they're going through. It's like a reality TV show,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, I wonder if they're just like, hey, something just happened. Turn on the cameras right now, and then they start doing like that. So when you were just talking about that just now, I was like, hey, this is good content right now.
Well, the
That's what I
thing
was
with
thinking
people
about.
who vlog, they're recording themselves 24/7, so they're gonna catch lightning in the bottle at some point.
Of course, my thought though on it is like, I wonder how. I mean, I know part of it is performative. I wonder what the percentage of it is.
You think they're just performing?
Of course. Listen, if somebody broke your heart right now, is your first thought to put a camera in your face and talk about the
No.
heartbreak?
No, but if I'm having feelings, then it's like, all right, I got something I need to get off my chest. I'm gonna record it.
Of course. But how many times does that happen? And do you do it do you do it right after the heartbreak? Like you break your girlfriend break up with you and you
But
get
some
in your
people
car.
do that, though. Some people do that.
And you get in your car, right? And you turn on your camera and you start recording, and then you start crying and talking about everything. It's like
It's gonna be
there
raw
is
footage.
there is a percentage of this that is performative.
Well, yeah, you're aware
Obviously,
of
you
the
may
camera.
be feeling these emotions, but part of this is performative.
Yeah, you're aware of the camera, no doubt.
Yeah.
But I mean, sometimes I just be thinking, it's like I keep it to myself. But like I was just saying, like the reason when we started recording, it's like,
Yeah. Let's get this content.
is that Catch Me If You Can?
Yeah, down there. Yeah.
You got 2 copies? Let me
Where
get
you
a copy.
see it at? It's not
I
mine.
can see everything.
I think that's
on
mine.
my glasses, man. Looks like 2 copies back to back.
Yeah,
One's on
it looks like
Blu-ray.
it.
Man,
Let's get this content though. What about you being single?
No, I was just saying, like, it just seems like I remember when I was single. So before dating and falling in love and having, how they say it's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're missing.
Yeah.
So you go through life sort of oblivious to like what love is. You hear about it, but you don't really know what it is till you actually fall in love, and then you're in a relationship, and you're going through it, and you're like, man, I'm a lot better at this than what I thought. And then you get used to it, and then you can't imagine life without it. You actually say these things, man, I can't imagine life without being in this relationship with you. And then when you're out the relationship, it's like, my life is over. How can I ever go on without being in a relationship? And then you think, well, I did it before, but it's that time in between. But once you get back into your groove, like now it's like, I don't even think I want to be in a relationship. Like, I avoid the possibility of being in a relationship because it's like, I don't want to go through that anymore. It's not worth it. Like, it's so much fun being single, and you can be lazy and just be kind of stingy and just worry about yourself.
Are you hurt? I'm joking.
I know. I just
but
the thought of it.
The thought of what you just said though is like, you can't even think about being in a relationship because right now you don't want to go through that pain anymore, and you like the fact that you have to be you can be stingy right now and stuff like that. But have you ever thought about what? Because we talk about this all the time.
I know what you're gonna say.
Have you ever thought about being with someone who isn't gonna be like the person you were with last time?
Yes, I do.
Someone you don't have to be stingy with. Someone who's gonna be giving to you instead of you.
Yes, I do.
Having to hide or.
I do. I think about that all the time.
Or someone who's gonna, instead of, I don't know, like something dumb like cheating on you, a person that's not gonna cheat on you and want to be as faithful as possible. Or if it's something like you don't agree on a particular thing that this person that you were with before, the next person could be somebody you 100% agree on these things with.
If that person's out there.
I mean, there are people out there. The thing is, too, is like nobody's going to be 100% perfect.
No, I mean, if they're even remotely close, 50%,
yeah,
would be okay. But it's like, I don't know, man. I feel real bad about the dating market. It's just so discouraging, man. It's almost like women hate us. And I know they feel the same way, and they're probably right. I mean, it's just, geez, it's just thinking about it is depressing. It's almost like I'm almost turned off from the fact of relationships. Like it's almost a turn off. Just thinking about it, like if a girl texts me right now, it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
I'm glad I don't have to indulge in this.
I think
that's my whole thing. It's like I don't care. But then sometimes I think like maybe that's how, my exes feel about me, or when it was that time, and it's like when you're in love, it's like you do everything to try and make it work, and it's like we're supposed to be together. Don't leave me. And then it's like if someone does that to me, it's like ugh. Then I feel bad. It's like I almost want to call my ex and be like, I apologize.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, the way you feel right now, if you get into a relationship, you're not gonna be giving that person. I mean, maybe you will, but you're not gonna be giving them everything, every part of you because of what you've been through. And you're thinking, oh, I was in a relationship with someone who didn't give me every part of them.
Yep, and that's happened, and I feel so bad. Like I really do feel bad. Like it's like, but I tell them straight up. It's like I'm gonna be honest with you. The way that I was when I was like deep in love, I'll never be like that again. I think
you will. It takes time.
Yeah, it'll take time, but like right now, like it's been maybe 2 years, not even close.
I'll say this to you though: you have to stop trying to get into other relationships in the meantime.
And you're right, and I haven't, but sometimes, and I don't want to brag, but like it's easier for some people. It's a gift and a curse. It's like I wish I was one of those guys that it's like I was overlooked, but it's like a lot of times
girls come after you.
It is, I can't think of a nice way to say it, but
you gotta turn. I mean, that's what I did.
I do, but it's always like it's always a question. It's never. It can never just be. Okay, I'm cool with that.
Because here's the thing. It's like this. For me, for example, if girls will like me and immediately I'm like, I'm not attracted or I don't think I'm going to have fun with them. I'm not going to want to be with them and I'm not going to treat them the way they deserve to be treated, right? Immediately I tell them off the bat, nah, let's not do this. We could be friends or we talk. And I have a friend right now who asked me out and I was like, hey, I just want to let you know, I see you as a friend. So if you want to go out and hang out and, I bring my son-in-law and we hang out as friends. Man. No. And I said this, and she was like, okay, that's fine. And guess what? My son played with her daughter, and we went over there for Thanksgiving with other friends. Like, we're friends now, not anything more. Mm. And she even has a boyfriend and has another kid now, too. It's like, we are friends. Mm. We are able to friends on each other because I set those boundaries before anything went further. Mm. But the thing is, though, is like if you understand that you're not going to treat this person right because you're not going to want to be with them or you're not going to want to exert the energy to make the relationship the way it should be, say that from the beginning and then just tell yourself that I'm not going to get into a relationship with this person because I'm not going to treat them right. But then after that, you never know what happens. Maybe there does come a point where you're at the point where I think I'm ready to get in a relationship and do it the right way. And then this person still wants to be with you. And then you can revisit that. Or maybe there's another person that comes along and you jump into a relationship with them. But don't get into a relationship if you still feel, apathetic about it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to be this way for a while, which is fine. Yeah. I'm okay with it. But I just don't want to do stuff with people, hang out, be romantic. I just...
It's exhausting to think about it.
It's a turn off sexually. It's like... I won't even enjoy myself like if we're intimate because it's like I'm gonna be always thinking about everything else.
Yeah,
and eventually she's gonna need help with something, and then our arguments, not even arguments, because I never even had arguments with my ex or anyone that I've ever been with. It's never been an argument. It's just our disagreements, or our differences. It's like I don't even feel like arguing anymore. Like I don't even feel like if you say something, it's like all right, okay.
Oh, and that's an argument
women
right there.
Really hate that.
That's an
when
argument.
You don't engage, when you don't indulge them, oh my God, they really hate because then they call you nonchalant.
Or that you just don't care. Which, to a certain extent, you don't care, but it's not that you don't care about them. You just don't care about the argument.
Yeah, so I'm just at that stage now, man. I'm sort of like in purgatory where it's like I don't want to be in a relationship, and then it's so many things are working out in my favor, and I don't want to jeopardize it.
Like what?
I mean, I'm making more money.
I'm
making more money than I've ever made in my life, and I have so many more career opportunities that I'm able to get into, and I just want to put all of that effort into that. And I mean, that's all to it. I want to be able to keep more money and keep it for myself. When I spend it, I just want to spend it on myself. I think about all the money that I spent on my exes, like just in a relationship, just all the money that I spent, all the time that I spent. It's like when I go to work, I can get off, go home, take a shower, light a candle, and just lay on the couch and watch TV. Like, it's just so free and liberating. Like, it's just, I don't have to worry about any drama, any stress, worrying about the next person. Especially when you're a real man and you actually care about a woman, and it's like, you know, you want to protect them and provide for them. And it's like, I just remember everything in my life would be going fine, but if anything's going wrong with her, it's like I have to call and check on her and make sure everything's right, and I have to take time out of an effort from my life and give that to her.
Which, when you are in love with someone, you don't mind doing those things, but then it gets to a point where they, you know, if you're
in
not with the
hindsight,
right person,
back at it, it's like, man, that was just a waste because it was just like flushing.
I just wasted all my energy. It's like sometimes it's probably what you feel right now. It's like I wasted all my love on that person.
Oh yeah, I definitely feel it. It's bittersweet. It's kind of like a part of me is like, man, I wish I had never, like, how's the song go? I wish I never met her.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like I learned so much.
I was gonna say that.
And you know me, I have spoken to, you know, one in particular. I tell her, you know, I don't regret anything because I learned so much and it was worth it. It was worth the lesson, and I enjoyed the good times, and you know, it's all good. And you know,
it's like, we're gonna get into this, but it's like the NBA season. I think is you go through the season and you make it to the playoffs, and then you make mistakes in the playoffs that, you know, end up causing your season to be over and you lose in the playoffs, right? Mm-hmm. So you don't get a chance to reach that championship. So what you need to do is take a break in the off season. Take a break, learn what your mistakes were, learn where you need to improve, what pieces you need to add, what things you need to look for as far as like new talent, you know, another girlfriend, and then you prepare for the next season.
It's take the only L's you should get are lessons.
Yeah.
And which brings me to this. I just figured out what the rub is. You know, when somebody says, "Well, here's the rub," I just figured out where that came from. I was watching Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was talking. The rub is when you pick up something from someone else, even if you lose. Like when you see boxers or you know, fighters, they fight one another and they lose that fight, but then you notice the next time that person who lost, when they fight, they're a lot better. It's because they picked up a lot of things from the person that beat them, and now they're better. You know, it's that rub. You know, they made that contact, and he learned from them. It rubbed off on him.
There's a fight tonight, UFC fight, Max Holloway versus Alexander Volkanovski, and they fought 2 times before. I think Max won the first 2 fights.
They split it?
The first fight was unanimously Alex. The second fight was split decision Alex. But both fights, if you watch it, Max was piecing him up the whole time. And the funny thing about what you just said was that he just had a press conference the other day, and they asked him, what do you think is going to be different this time? And he's like, he was like, you'll see Saturday night. But there's something that I saw when we fought, just like you were saying about the rub. When we fought, there's something that I saw, and we will target that thing this Saturday. So he was like, tune in Saturday and you'll see. I can't say it now because obviously you don't want him to know what your secret is. But when we fight Saturday, you'll see that thing that I picked out, and you'll pick up on it, and you'll realize that this is how I'm going to take down the giant, if you will. But that's what you're saying about the rub, is like you learn from your lessons. So my question for you is, are you at the point right now where there's still things that you're trying to figure out and learn, or you feel like you already got it figured out and you know what's going to be coming next, and you just need that emotional break?
You can only learn from fighting. But right now, I guess you could say I'm reviewing my tapes.
Yeah.
So
I'm that's where you should be right now too.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what I was doing wrong, the things I did right, the things that weren't worth it, what they did wrong, what they did right, and I can only, you know, fix myself. You know.
True. And but what you can do is to understand what your opponent.
Your opponent, because the next person that I'm with it's got to be a different fight. I'm fighting a different person.
Yeah. So one thing I want to say is like, you say you can learn your lessons during a fight, and right now you're reviewing your tapes. I think an important thing to remember that people don't do, they don't do enough, is they don't take the time to heal from the fight. Because you can review those tapes in like a week and realize, oh, this is where I messed up. And then you try to get into a fight next week. It's like, dude, your shin bone is still bruised. And so when you kick somebody, it's going to snap in half. Even though you know what you should do in that fight, you can't perform yet because you're still hurt. You're still in pain. You're still healing from something. So I think in relationships, a lot of people don't take that time to heal and review their tapes. And I'm glad to hear that you're reviewing your tapes. I just want to make sure that you're healing too.
Yeah. I think I've done a lot of healing. And I've taken a lot of time, but, you know.
Yeah. Also, make sure when you get back in the ring, you want to be there. Because if you're going to be there lackadaisical, you're going to get knocked out.
Yeah, real fast. So, yeah, I'm definitely... I just wish I could just, like, go 0 dark 30. Man, that's why what I do is I just try to just keep my head down and just stay busy.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to, you know, run into somebody. But things happen. Everything happens in life for a reason, I believe.
Yeah. Speaking of sports, y'all want to talk about some NBA real quick? All right, what's up, boys and girls? It's me, Trell, here from the Storytellers Podcast. We're always looking for local talent. So if you make music, do art, anything like that, anything creative, let us know. Send us an email or a comment or something. Let us know. We may bring you on the podcast as a guest appearance, or we might just feature your art. So we can slide it in the podcast some way, somehow. Just let us know, because we're always looking for people in the local Charlotte area. Nathan don't like this topic because, okay, tell us what's going on with the Lakers that you don't like right now, or in NBA in general.
It's crazy. I mean, I don't even know what's happening with the Lakers.
You don't? Oh, it's go ahead.
This must have been today or last night.
Come on, Nathan, and talk into the mic so we can hear you good and clear, loud and clear.
So, last year? Yeah, last year. We made the unfortunate decision to bring Westbrook to the team, thinking it was going to help. I think we lost more games last year than we won the year before, because at least we made it to the playoffs the year before.
Yeah.
Of course, Anthony Davis, man, gets hurt more than Derrick Rose at this point.
And that's your guy, right?
That's my guy. He came from Kentucky. I rough for all my Kentucky boys.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he just stays injured. And then LeBron is just old.
Nah, I mean, yeah, he old, but I don't
older,
think LeBron...
but, you know, it's only so much you can do, especially with the team.
You can still
that we
build a
have.
team around LeBron right now.
You can, but, I mean, there's only so much you do. We gave away pieces. Like, Caruso went to the Bulls, and you see what happened with that.
Yeah.
It's just happened to everybody. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is, I think I said, I don't know if I said on podcast before, I think I told you though, it's like with LeBron, there's like this ego thing or something. I don't know if it's him or if it's just the people around him, that if you get young talent around him, it stunts their growth and they can't grow. And that's why you see Brandon Ingram, he was playing good with the Lakers, and then LeBron got there and it's like, and then he goes to New Orleans, and look, did they make the playoffs, or they were in the play-in tournament? It's like he led them single-handedly. Freaking Zion Williamson wasn't even there, and he led them there. Yeah. But my thing is, if he was still with LeBron, he wouldn't be that player that he is today. Alex Caruso wouldn't be the player he is today. Whoever else left the team, Jordan Clarkson.
Kuzma went to the Washington and I think they beat us. The first game he put when they went over there, they came in, they destroyed us, I think.
And then you see players like Kent Bazemore. I was like, I'm gonna go to the Lakers. I'm gonna do something. Nah. In fact, the team
he wanted to go back to the Warriors.
Stupid.
They denied him.
I would have denied him too.
Yeah.
So what happened with the Lakers?
We just re-signed Westbrook.
No.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. That happened Thursday.
Wait, Thursday?
Yeah.
You sure it's Thursday?
Yeah, because they was waiting on the Kyrie decision, and Kyrie decided to do his player option. And
so this is what they were going to do, right? They were going to re-sign Westbrook and do like a sign and trade to see if they can get KD and Kyrie, right?
Mm-hmm. Or at least get Kyrie.
Do you think they're going to get Kyrie?
No.
If they get Kyrie,
because Kyrie and Kevin Durant said they still want to play with each other, and Kevin Durant already told the NBA. Well, he told the Nets who he wants to go to, his preferred destinations, and that's the Suns and Miami.
Does he have a no trade clause?
Oh, he demanded for a trade.
No, I'm saying KD. Does he have a no trade clause?
No, that I don't know.
Because if he doesn't have a no trade clause, then they can still ship him to Lakers. Because he doesn't have a say so.
He doesn't because they said it's up to them to decide where he's going to go, and they was going to send him back to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, he's not like LeBron. LeBron has a no trade clause. So if he gets traded, he made that decision where he goes. Kind of like Deshaun Watson, I think.
I didn't know that's what that meant.
Well, the thing is,
I always thought no trade clause meant you can't be traded.
The no trade clause means you can't trade me without my permission. Okay. And so his permission is like, well, I want to trade you to the Houston Rockets. I don't want to go there. Well, then we can't trade him. I want to trade you to the Washington Wizards. I don't want to go there. Well, then we can't trade him. It's like, well, we want to trade you to Brooklyn Nets. Okay, that's fine with me. And then you can trade him there. So it's pretty much in his hand where he wants to go.
No, that makes perfect sense. I never knew that.
You told did you see the whole Brian Windhurst stuff?
What happened with him?
He was just on, I think, First Take talking about the whole Lakers situation and KD and Kyrie, and he was like, but there's one thing in particular. Yesterday, Utah Jazz sent this traded so-and-so over to someone for, was it 5
players.
Picks or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, no, well, not that. Before that, he was talking about, like, they just opened up some cap space for blah, blah, blah. What is going on in Utah? And everyone was like, oh, what's going on? It's like a conspiracy thing kind of deal. What's happening? And then you find out they made a huge trade with Rudy Gobert and for 5 first-round draft picks. Crazy.
And Rudy Gobert is playing for...
Who did he go to again?
Is it Memphis?
No, they traded him away to another team.
And Rudy Gobert plays for the...
He played for Utah Jazz.
The Jazz.
Yeah. So Utah traded him away. Memphis. Oh, that's what it was? Yeah. So,
yeah, he's playing for Memphis Timberwolves now.
Yeah, so
that's crazy.
They traded him away, which means the question is, I don't know if they've done it yet, but are they going to re-sign Donovan Mitchell?
Oh.
Or
I think so. They have plenty of cap space. Oh, yeah, Patrick Beverly got cut.
Dang. He was riding hard for the Timberwolves, too.
Big time.
He was all on there. Yeah. What else is there?
Malcolm Brogdon.
That Malcolm Brogdon was probably so far one of the best trades in the offseason, if you ask me. Do you think there's anything better? I mean, immediate impact.
The Rudy Gobert trade puts them into championship contention.
For Memphis. Yeah. But I'm talking about, we look at where Boston was. Boston already
went. John Wall went to the Clippers. Yeah, that's a big move.
But here's what I'm saying, though, is Boston already went to the championship game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they had Marcus Smart as their point guard. They kept literally the same team except Derek Wright, who had some play time, and just got a starting point guard on the team. Like, they pretty much didn't...
what happened with Ricky Rubio? I'm listening.
They literally... You love Ricky Rubio.
I do. I always have.
They literally just, like you said, what you say? They traded, they got a legit bona fide starting point guard for us.
Paper clip and some pocket lint.
That's what happened. It was like, how do you get away with that kind of trade?
I'm sure it was a salary cap thing. Whatever you see, but normally they add some picks in there.
Well, they did add a pick.
Devin Booker got...
Jokic got the best deal out of everybody. $264
He got the max. Super max.
I feel like every year, I mean, this is the way we were talking about earlier, is the income is always going up. Every year, there's always another player. It's like, oh, the highest paid NBA player ever. And then next season.
I think that's stupid that they do that.
They do it all the time.
I mean, I guess. At least wait 5 years or something.
Yeah, give it like a break. There's always going to be somebody that's getting paid more.
I remember when, got it, and it was like a big deal. It's like...
Steph Curry?
No. It was the guy that played for Memphis. Michael Conley.
Oh, that was a huge contract.
When he got his and everybody's like, why give it to him?
That was just the beginning, though. Yeah. You know? It was huge at the time, but it's like, all right, but that's just got to be the way they're structured from now on.
Yeah.
Somebody has to kind of break.
And slow down on these. I'm trying to read some on them. Because I just saw
Gary Payne's.
Yes, stop. You
see, why couldn't they send someone like Ricky Rubio to like the Lakers or something? Someone who needs a bona fide point guard.
Ricky Rubio?
I think Ricky Rubio is the guy that's going to go out there and get you the assist.
I think they're trying to use LeBron. They want the ball in LeBron's hands more.
That's the problem with LeBron, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's the problem with LeBron.
And I think And I think if they end up getting Kyrie is a talent. LeBron is a talent. Can they work together still?
Can they work together?
I mean, they did in Cleveland for 1 year.
They won a ring.
Yeah, for 1 year.
Well, yeah, they can work together. I mean, there's no question. If Kyrie's on your team, he's handling the ball.
Right.
No matter what. I don't care if you're all LeBron James.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the thing is, like, one, how healthy can Kyrie be? And two, what is the chemistry going to look like for the team? Because Kyrie can handle all the scoring, but what's the chemistry going to be like for the rest of the players, too? LeBron's going to get his when he want to get his. He can take over whenever he wants to. Mm-hmm. But the rest of the players, it's just going to be like with Cleveland. Everybody knew it was going to be LeBron. It was supposed to be the big three: LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love. Just like it was supposed to be big three in Miami: LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. But what happens? It's always LeBron, whoever that second player is, and then the third player gets trashed. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of the players just look like role players when every single one of those role players are bona fide starters on another team. Mm-hmm. Iman Shumpert was great before he played with LeBron.
Yeah.
J.R. Smith was crazy before he played with LeBron.
Yeah.
Chris Bosh, I thought he was a great player in Toronto. Then he played with LeBron.
Chris Bosh was top 10 when he was with Toronto.
Yeah, and then he went and played with LeBron. Everybody talked.
He was a third string. Which is crazy because he was still a top 10 player in the league at that time.
It's crazy, right? It's like if you play with LeBron and you don't get where you need to go, it seems like the fingers get pointed everywhere except LeBron. Well, some people point at LeBron, but it's so weird that dynamic happens, and that's why I was
just a hierarchy, man. That's all.
I hate that, but what happens is players don't want to play in that system, and then things don't work out the way it needs to be. LeBron ends up playing 40 minutes and getting cramps and stuff. It's like sometimes I wonder at some point, do your star meter becomes too big for you to be a successful basketball player?
Too big to become a successful basketball player?
To be a successful basketball team, I should say.
Yes.
You think so?
Definitely.
And is that where LeBron is right now? There's so much drama and spotlight everywhere
right
he goes,
now,
everything he does.
His star ability is bigger than his performance. Especially as he gets older, because the older he gets, the more famous he's going to be. Kind of like with Shaq. It's like, you got to remember, Shaq was playing the NBA when he was, 35 years old, and he was still Shaq.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I mean, he was Shaq, but he was averaging pedestrian numbers.
Shaq is was a dominant player, man.
There was nobody.
There was an argument to say that he was the best basketball player of all time.
I mean,
nobody could stop him.
He was the most dominant player of all time.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, there was no comparison. When Shaq's on the floor, no one is as good as he is at his position.
It's crazy how big and strong and smart. I mean, he had footwork too.
Because you can talk about somebody like LeBron, but it's like you can put somebody against LeBron that can get him on a given night.
Right.
I mean, it's not crazy, but nobody who plays against Shaq is even close to Shaq.
Yeah.
It never has been, even to this. I remember when Dwight Howard came in. It's like as great as Dwight is in his prime, he probably wouldn't average more than 10 points against Shaq.
No.
I mean,
well, the thing is, like, maybe not. He wouldn't average more than 10 points against Shaq, but the problem is he wouldn't be able to stop Shaq from scoring 30 plus every single night.
And their paths crossed. And this was an older Shaq, and it's still. I mean,
I remember that.
And it's still like he can only do but so much.
Shaq was talking junk too.
For the one person I seen give Shaq a hard time.
Mutombo?
No.
Who?
Andrew Bynum.
Oh,
Andrew Bynum was so good.
There's some players that are good, but then they just disappear.
Andrew Bynum wasn't just like it wasn't just spurts. Like, he was good. Like, he was
knew what
a
he was doing.
Legit player, and he won a ring. Mm-hmm. But what happened to him?
The Lakers traded him.
I think he got hurt because he went to the Cavs at one point, didn't he?
I thought he went to the Pistons, then he ended up with the Cavs.
This is what happens with players like that. Is that? Well, I'm sorry. I'm on a different topic now. My problem with big men now is that nobody knows how to use their feet.
Andrew Bynum knew how to use his feet.
Exactly. And so, like, you get Dwight Howard. How have you been playing in the NBA for like 15 seasons, and you still don't know how to do a simple, back somebody down, do a drop step,
that was
and
Dwight's
pump
downfall.
up and under. Like, how do you not know how to do that?
And I said that in the beginning. I said, listen, right now, Dwight is bigger and stronger and more athletic than every other center that we've ever seen. But eventually, the next guy's going to be like that too. And the next guy. And then the whole class is going to be like that.
And that's what you have now.
Them? Yeah.
Look at the NBA right now. This is funny because, like, we used to talk about, I want to say like 10 plus years ago, we used to talk about 7-footers, right? As if, oh my gosh, this center, he's 7 feet tall, blah, blah. Now you have point guards who are like 7'2" and stuff like that. Like you
don't even really have any true 7-foot centers anymore.
Well, what I'm saying is that you have, at one point it was about, oh, the taller they get, that means, oh, we got a true center, we got a big man. But now you have guys like Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Giannis, who can dribble the ball and be 7 feet tall.
Look at Jokic.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys like that. I mean,
and so like my point is, like, you have guys like that who know how to use their feet work and they don't have to play center.
Right.
Why can't we get centers who know how to play center?
There's no need for them. They say there's going to be a positionless league.
Well, if you say that, when you say there's no need for them, that made me think about this. Teams have a harder time scoring in the paint because all they want to do is shoot now. And we talked about Jason Tatum, right?
Right.
He frustrates me so much because every time he's dribbling at the top of the key, you can tell when he wants to drive. He has it looks like he doesn't know how to get into the paint without losing the ball or throwing a bad pass.
Like that too.
Jaylen Brown, he was better. He's better.
He's better, but normally he's really good. But you could tell that last playoff game he was like that.
Yeah,
the last series.
It sucks when you see a player like Jason Tatum can score.
Marcus Smart too. Can
score like 30 points, but a lot of his points come from 3-point shots. And so when you shoot 3-point shots the entire time, and then they get hip to that, and they're like, okay, well, let's stop him at the 3-point line. And then he tries to drive to the paint, and he loses the ball or throw it to the other team. It's like, you don't have an arsenal to get to the basket? Like, you don't know how to Euro step?
But a lot of times because they can't run the plays that they want to because they don't have a true guard that can set them up.
Well, not only that, but I'm saying, like, if you're the best player in your team, right? If you ask to give the ball, if you give the ball to Kyrie Irving, let's not use Kyrie because he's a point guard. Let's use someone who's not a point guard. If you give the ball to Giannis, he knows how to get to the basket. He knows how to Euro. He knows how to, get the ball over someone's head so they don't smack it. Get the ball to LeBron. He knows how to get to the basket. Get the ball to Donovan Mitchell. He knows how to get to the basket.
But you can't keep doing that. Teams get hip to it. Look at how he played against the Raptors in that championship series. I mean, they just set up a wall for Giannis, and he just couldn't get past.
And that's why I'm saying you have to work on everything. And so with my problem with Giannis is, obviously, he has to learn how to shoot better. He has to learn how to create his jump shot. But with Jason Tatum's, like, you got to learn how to get to the basket. Because I'm tired of seeing Marcus Smart get to the basket. I'm tired of seeing Jaylen Brown get a basket, and you're the only one that's sitting out there shooting 3 points. Granted, y'all one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the league. But you can't... If you're going to live by the 3-point shot, you can't be satisfied with dying by it. It's like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan would play, and he gets to the basket. That's all he wanted to do. But he had games where he could shoot 3-pointers, and he would make like 5, 3, 6 3-pointers. But he was like, I'm still want to get to the basket. You got to be able to, like, Kobe, if you
Blake Griffin was like that, man.
Yeah. If you had Kobe alive today to talk to Jason Tatum, he would tell him, what's your weakness?
Oh, yeah.
If that's your weakness, work on it.
No doubt.
Because Kobe's like, I don't want a weakness in my game. I'm bad at defense. Let me get good defense. I can't shoot the 3. Let me shoot the 3. Guess what? Today, Kobe will be shooting 3-pointers like Steph Curry because he knows
had no
that
weaknesses.
That's what I'm saying. He knew that I want to cover every base. And I get tired of seeing players who have potential to be so good, but they end up not being as great as they could be because they settle for one particular role.
Ben Simmons.
Exactly.
God, what a waste of talent.
Goodness
what
gracious.
A waste of there's no reason why Ben Simmons shouldn't be like Giannis.
You're right. He could
There's
be,
no
he
reason.
Could be better than Giannis.
Yeah, because he's actually a pure point guard. Like,
yeah.
He can play the point. Like, it's something you just can't teach.
You watch him play and you're like, it's not even fair that you can do all this stuff.
If he's not hurt, he hasn't been injured to the point to where his career should be shifted at all. So what's the excuse? And he's had more opportunity.
I don't know what's going on in his head,
Probably a bunch of shrapnel.
Why would you do that?
Because I see that clip all the time. Are we gonna talk about our team, the Hornets? So just throw the whole team away, start over again.
Well, I wouldn't say throw the whole team away.
I mean, LaMelo.
No, we have what it takes. I just think that signing Miles Bridges would have been the move to go, and then we can get some pieces in there. It's so dumb that he did what he did.
What did he do?
Well, it's domestic abuse thing. He got arrested for felony domestic abuse, and now the offer for a max deal is off the table.
His stock just went all the way down.
Oh, definitely,
all the way down. He might not even play.
The problem is that I think he wanted the max, and I think the Hornets was going to try to undershoot it just a little bit. Mm-hmm. But now that max that he wanted, nobody's going to give him that. They're going to give him less than what the Hornets was going to give him. Did he end up?
His wife posted pictures.
Nuh-uh.
He's married. Oh no.
Charlotte Hornets Miles Bridges charged with felony.
That's why you gotta punch women in the feet. I keep telling y'all, man. Punch him in the feet.
Why you punch him in the feet?
Because no cop is ever gonna come to the door and she's gonna say, "Oh, he's abusing me." He's gonna say, "Ma'am, well, I don't see any bruises or anything." You think a woman's gonna take her shoes off and say, "He hit me right here"? The cops will be like, "Are you crazy? Have a good day." And I was gonna be in the background like, "Bring your take your shoes off."
She gonna be like, "He broke my ankles." He gonna be like, "Well, that's what basketball do. Basketball players do."
You punch him in the feet. You punch him under the armpits. Stuff where they don't need to look. Yeah. Y'all gotta learn.
Do they have the pictures up there, Nathan?
No.
Nah.
So he punched his wife then, huh? I didn't know he was married either.
I guess, yeah, it's crazy. These guys get married, man, and they be having kids. Who's the other guy? The other guy had a kid by the whore. Oh man, is that her?
Yeah.
Ay. Man, they her eye, one eye is lower than the other. That shit.
Man, you would think that he could do a lot better than that.
That's where you went. That's where you went.
Huh?
That's where you went.
Yeah.
I was going there too, but I was gonna leave it for you.
I mean, look at those eyebrows.
But then again, look at her though. Maybe he made
her nose. Her nose looks swollen.
Maybe his fist made her look that way.
But still, I mean, if you're pretty, you can get beat up and still look pretty. Look at Amber Heard.
Look at Rihanna.
Yeah, she still looks cute.
Did you say look at Amber Heard?
She's just not pretty.
That's probably why
I can see if he was an older basketball player that was his wife, but he's still in his prime. He hasn't even gotten out of his rookie deal yet.
It's funny because you listen to his music. Well, he be talking some gangster stuff in his music.
Stupid. Oh, there's that a picture of her right there? I want to see how she looks like on the regular.
That's makeup though, right?
Nah, I mean,
You don't have to click on the picture to go scroll to all the other pictures. It's funny. Yeah.
I mean, she's cute.
Yeah, she is.
And he has kids, man. What's wrong with these dudes,
just has
man?
one kid. Well, when you say what's wrong, what do you mean by that?
It's like if you're an NBA player.
Oh, he has two.
Just relax,
Yeah.
Relax. Have some fun, make some money, and just. He's
family.
married and has two kids. Relax. What's your rush?
What were they fighting for? I mean, what he hit her for?
It was probably over money. It never ends well for him.
That's crazy, man.
Man, if I had money and fame like that, I would have a vasectomy. At least till I'm 30. Because there's no reason you can't have a family before.
You would have it reversed?
Yeah, so you can have vasectomy.
Yeah, I'm saying, are you saying that you would get it as soon as you get in and then you get it reversed when you're 30?
Yeah. Or, at least till I retire. Because you can't have the family that you want while you're working. I mean, you just can't focus.
Yeah, some people can't handle that.
Yeah, a lot of people can't.
Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, a lot of people can't handle that.
And these guys, he's 21. You have your whole
24.
life. 24 still, man. He hasn't even signed his contract yet.
Yeah, that's the problem. The worst part about it all is that he did this at the most inopportune time in his career.
Right. And I don't want to blame the girl. I don't want to, victim blame. But it's for her, it's wait till he signs his Supermax, and then come out, and then divorce him, and that way the kids are taken care of. Now she's just gonna ruin everything for everybody. I know.
No. I hear what you're saying, because as you were saying that, I was thinking she could have waited. He could have signed a max, and then she could have got more money out of it. But then I guess the question at that point becomes, did she do it? Did she expose him just for the money?
Well, at that point, it doesn't matter because it's not exposing him. If she's just making stuff up, then it's exposing him. I mean, she's exposing him, but he's still wrong. There's nothing you can say. You can't say, oh, well, she just did. She just, now she wants to tell that I'm beating her up, but she could have just kept it to herself. No.
Yeah.
I mean, if he did wrong, he did wrong. I just think that was bad on her part. I mean, it's not bad on her part. It just wasn't smart.
Yeah, okay. I get that. I mean, it's...
Because now he's going to... And he wasn't making, like, big money. So now it's like the kids... That's generational wealth.
I mean, yeah, not only that, she kind of, like, messed up... Well, I wouldn't say she. He messed up his contract and his future dealings to where now she won't be getting as much as... You know, there's no way up from here for her.
Oh, yeah.
As far as the money goes.
That's it. I mean, she's just another baby mama now. She can't even brag and say, oh, my baby daddy's this and that. He's nothing now. He's just...
That's all he is, a domestic abuser now.
That's all he is.
Because he's not even signed to a team right now.
He didn't even. He could have been a great player.
And the way the culture is right now, he could literally not have another job in NBA at all.
Oh, and we're going to find out how this works now. I mean, because this is a new age, man. You can't get away with stuff like that anymore.
You're either going to be banished like R. Kelly.
Yep.
Or you're going to be
blackballed.
like you're going to be like Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, but you can't. But he doesn't have the talent of the Deshaun Watson. The only reason Deshaun Watson's even in the NFL right now is because he's still young and he's still capable of playing.
It was just like Ben Roethlisberger, right? The only reason why he was in is because he went to
winning Super Bowls. Yeah. I mean, this guy could have won he could have got traded to he could have went to the Lakers.
I mean, if you play, true.
And he could have won a ring, and then it's like now it's like, oh, my baby daddy's an NBA champion. My baby daddy just signed the Supermax, so he got all these bonuses. But now it's like your baby daddy beats you. That's all he does. He's not beating anybody else except for you.
He's never going to escape this name either.
No.
I mean, it takes a LeBron. I mean, it takes a LeBron or a Kobe or Ben Roethlisberger talent to escape this kind of stuff.
If it came out that LeBron was beating his wife tonight, he would still be in the NBA. He would still be LeBron James, and people would actually forget about it. Kobe Bryant raped somebody. That's
what I'm saying.
And he won 2 rings after that. So,
well, you gonna have so many Kobe fans killing us on this?
No, Kobe Bryant's my favorite basketball player. Second favorite, but
who's the first?
Dirk.
Oh yeah, I forget your love for Dirk, man. You still a Mavs fan?
No, I'm a Hornets fan.
You're a Dirk fan, yeah.
Yeah. Even at the time, I'm always gonna be a Hornets fan, but I'm a Dirk fan. Yeah.
So really quick,
y'all got JaVale now, so you might as well go back to it, man.
They got who? They got JaVale.
JaVale McGee. Do KD and Kyrie? They said they want to play together.
Look,
right?
Kevin Durant made it clear that him and Kyrie said they still want to play together.
When did he say that? Did he say that
before Kyrie signed the thing, and then after he asked for a trade?
So after KD said he wanted to be traded, he did say that he still want to play with Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
So
I thought that he said he wanted to play with Kyrie, and then something happened when Kyrie was shopping himself, and then KD was like, "Okay, well I'm gonna shop myself too then," and then it's maybe they don't want to play anymore with each other anymore.
I know that as of right now they still want to play with each other. So now I guess their options is who still has enough cap space to fit both of them. If that's really how it's going to be.
Because I see this is what I see. If they don't play together, KD and Portland look real good. KD and Damian Lillard, that's a team right there.
They were talking about going to the Suns. I don't think they can support them. That would be a perfect fit, though.
What would they have to
what's Chris Paul going to go? Is he retiring or what?
Who? Paul?
Nah, Chris Paul's staying for another 5 years.
He said he's not retiring. He said he's going to play another year. He said he'll be back after they lost.
Well, then he's going to need help. They're going to need big-time help.
And then they still haven't re-signed 18 yet, neither.
I don't think they plan on it.
Well, then there's no use in Chris Paul coming back to the Suns if they're not going to re-sign Ayton.
Why? You get somebody else. You don't get Ayton. Ayton didn't play like he's supposed to play. We talked about Andrew Bynum, right? He's on the downslope of Andrew Bynum's career.
No.
Yeah. Have you seen
who are they gonna get and who are they gonna get to replace someone like Ayton?
You can get so many bigs. Like, I don't know if they drafted anybody, but you can get somebody that's
I
big.
think you're drastically underestimating his talent.
Have you seen DeAndre Ayton play?
Yeah, last time I seen him, he was doing like 20 and 20.
Nah, he looks unmotivated out there on the court.
Okay.
He looks like he doesn't even want to play with them.
Hi, it's Cairo from the Storytellers Podcast. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you want to see more like that, remember you can always go to TikTok or Instagram. And if you want to listen to your car, you can look at Spotify. Hi, it's Cairo from the Storytellers Podcast. If you like what you just saw, if you want to support us to make more content outside of Instagram, at TikTok, Instagram, and if you want to see more content like this, you can. If you want to see more things like that, you can always like, share, subscribe. I'm not doing this on purpose, I promise. Right? Spotify or Apple? Yeah. Okay. Instagram, TikTok, or even on Facebook and MySpace.
All right, go.
Showtime. If you want to support the channel and see more things outside of YouTube, you can always use Patreon. Just like, share, and subscribe.
You want to talk about the Omarion and Mario thing? That jump was a mess, wasn't it?
If you want to, you can show the clips.
Did you see that?
Yeah, but I think a lot of it was just them they don't perform live a lot, and they're older.
Who was they?
All of them. I mean,
literally one person was the only one who was good out there.
Yeah, it was.
Tank was okay too. Tank was all right.
Yeah, but Tank is a veteran. I mean, he's a singer. That's what he does. He sings.
Yeah.
But Omarion?
Ray J?
Ray J was on something.
Pleasure P?
Ray J was on something. Which one's Pleasure P?
You know, back in the day, what's the name?
I know he was with Pretty Ricky, right?
Pretty Ricky, yeah.
But what did he sing?
He was out there. He had, what did he have in his hand? Did you see the video?
That was Bobby Valentino.
Bring it up.
With the roses?
No, that was Jeremiah. Oh, yeah, that was Jeremiah.
Valentino.
Jeremiah. It was Jeremiah with the roses. That was embarrassing.
That was Bobby Valentino.
That was Jeremiah. Google it, Nathan. Just put in Jeremiah with the roses.
Jeremiah can sing.
With
auto tune. All can sing, I guess. He's not using auto tune though.
Jeremiah with do you need help? Use both hands.
No, he's not that popular where he's gonna come up with using one name.
That's what I'm saying. Why do you put that? Put Jeremiah at the verses. Your mic is pointing at your chest.
I'm gonna say it with my chest.
Not your breast.
What is going on? Are you spelling his name wrong? Jeremiah Bible verses.
No, this has gonna come up.
Yeah, you spelled verses.
Do y'all hear this? It's the Elu stop for me. Hash versus battle hash Jeremiah hash Omarion.
He said, "Oh."
He said, "Hey, stop." Hey, man, I'm surprised they weren't fighting him. Man. After he talked all that trash as well, I'd be like, all right, nigga, see what you can do.
Who you talking
about? Mario.
Mario was killing. He was
I
the
know.
only
Then
one.
after he came out and started singing, I would have just ran on stage and punched him.
Yeah, he was disrespectful the entire night, though. Like, if you ask me, I liked him. The only thing I didn't like is how disrespectful the entire time. No matter who picked up the mic, he was like, "Yo, you trash. Yo, stop it. Yo, let me show you how it's done." The entire night he was like that. But that show was a mess, man.
Wish to have a fancy car.
Ray J don't even count. He was on something.
Wish I don't be in love. So feel me, pretty baby.
Pretty baby.
I wish it all on you.
He said he blamed that poor baby for his bad
Making love to the break of dawn. Me and you to the baby's born.
Anyway.
Till my baby's born.
Is that Weber?
Yo, sing, come on. Till my baby's born. my baby's born. Till my baby's born. Till my baby's born. Till my baby.
I miss him, man. I wish he was doing more stuff.
D-Ray?
Yeah.
Did you watch his, the stand-up with Snoop Dogg?
No, see, so he does have stuff coming out.
Yeah, it's good. It's Snoop Dogg, and
You can stop in there.
he had D-Ray, he had Mike Epps, he had Cat Williams.
I feel like D-Ray, I mean, and I might be wrong about this, but it seems to me like he's just picking up any work that he can because he can't get it. And I hate that because he's good. He's funny. He's a good actor. Sometimes.
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta get that exposure.
Yeah. Guess you're right. It's just like.
I was glad to see Cat Williams. I'm always glad to see Cat Williams on stage, man. I mean, he's a national treasure, man. People are they're gonna miss him when he's gone.
How soon you think that'll be? We need Ri'Yadh for that, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing good though. I was so happy to see him on Atlanta.
I guess we need to explain that. Ri'Yadh.
Yeah, because he has a list. He just sent me somebody else on the list.
Did he? So Ri'Yadh has this list, everybody,
I
where
think it was you.
Ri'Yadh has his list. Every year he has a list of people that he thinks is going to die this year. He's pretty accurate. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, I think he's like 100%.
And it got like so accurate to the point where we didn't even say it's his list of people who he think he's going to die. We said he's killing people.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
At this point, it's like if Ri'Yadh
I
said it,
remember
he killed
who it
them.
was.
Who is it this year?
I mean, I can't say it, but
Where's it? No.
he's probably
Damn.
right about it too.
Should we bring it up when it happens?
Yeah, because there's nothing they can do about it then.
Is it a singer or actor?
It's somebody personal that we know.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyway, so we got to the point where we just say, Ri'Yadh, who are you killing this year? And he'll send us a list. But yeah, I think every year I'm waiting for him to put Cat Williams on there, but he hasn't done it. Who are a few names that he did get right? Like Betty White, he got her.
That's saying the people that he didn't get right.
Did not.
Tyson.
Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson.
And nobody expected Mike Tyson to get the second breath, the second win.
Yeah, he just exploded. He actually just had a interview with somebody recently, and they were talking to him about his like second breath that he just had. And he was talking about like his wife helped him. She was like, "Hey, listen, we both messed up. We both are in this bad position right now. Let's flip this around." And he was like, "All right, how do we do that?" And then now he has a podcast, and he's all over the place. Everybody loves him. He's a sweetheart now. Nobody expected Mike Tyson to be a sweetheart.
He was just on Jimmy Kimmel. That's what it was.
Well, he's making the rounds right now. It was something else that I saw him on. But yeah, man.
It's good that he can, make fun of himself and be lighthearted and joke around and stuff.
Yeah. I like to see him not aggressive either.
Yeah, it just always seems like he's so angry all the time.
Because there are times where he does have like he'll be having a conversation with somebody and he'll be laughing and joking them for a minute, and then like out of nowhere he gets super serious and be looking at them dead in the eye, and he's like, "Oh, I'm scared now."
He's intense though.
He is, and it's good to see that he's not like that all the time.
Mm-hmm. But he said he owes a lot of it to smoking weed.
That's true. He be smoking a lot too.
Yeah, but it's good. I mean, I'd rather see him like that than see him not enjoying life.
And eating people's kids.
Yeah, by eating people's ears.
Yeah, I wish I could have him.
He has edibles. They're called
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. True. They're actually a really big thing. They're gummies. I think they're called Mike Bites.
That's funny.
They're ears. They're gummy ears. Seriously. What are they called? Mike Bites.
That is hilarious. Oh, and he has a piece bitten out of the ear too. That's funny,
Genius,
man.
right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, you gotta capitalize on stuff like that. I would love to like have him on the podcast and just.
I'd be scared.
I know. I want to ask him about like stuff like biting the ear and would you really eat somebody's kids?
Here's my thing about interviewing people. When I hear a good interview, I always look them up and then hear more things about them until it starts to repeat so much. Like I did that with Neil deGrasse Tyson, and after hearing him speak, it's like, man, I got to hear more of this guy.
And then you hear the same stuff.
Yeah. And then I feel like, how does that guy feel doing saying the same thing on every different platform?
Yeah.
Some people are good, and you can't really prepare for stuff like that, man. I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan, and a lot of his good interviews are just like candid interviews.
Like the one we were talking about earlier, Gina Carano. Like it's literally just them having a conversation, and like I think I feel pressure on this podcast because I'm like, we got to punch it up. We got to make it funny because I watch a lot of Flagrant too, and they're comedians, so all they do is funny. The entire time is jokes, and I'm like, we're a comedy podcast. We can be funny, but we don't always talk about the funny topics every single moment of the podcast. And so like Joe Rogan, he's curated an audience who's willing to sit there for 3 hours and just listen to them talk about nothing. And I always feel pressure to be funny, and I'm like, that's not who we are. And so I'm kind of waning it down to fit to curate our audience as well. But
I watched the episode with him and Joey Diaz, and I didn't even know who he was.
Joey is funny. He's hilarious. I've
seen him, but I just didn't know.
He's the kind of funny where he doesn't have to make jokes. Just the way he talks will make you laugh.
He's intense, man.
Great storyteller.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and I just be like sitting there with my mouth open, like, man, this guy is crazy. It's crazy. He doesn't care what he says, and I love it.
Yeah.
He's talking about crapping in people's yard and stuff. Oh my God.
You should hear him, Joe, talk about him because he tells the stories. He's like, Joey Diaz was about to murder somebody. He was like on his way to murder somebody, and then they called him to do a spot at the comedy show, and he was like, I'll at the comedy store. He's like, okay, I'll come and do a spot, and that has stopped him from murdering somebody that night, and now he's a comedian.
Yeah.
Like his life was crazy.
He did time.
Yeah.
He did time for like robbing somebody or something like that.
I think it was armed robbery or something, but yeah, man. But anyway, I just wanted to, speaking of guests and stuff, we want to let you guys know that we will be having some guests pretty soon, and they may be some people you know about, some people you don't. We're gonna have some good conversations, and I'm excited for what we have coming in the future.
It's gonna be some intense conversations.
Ooh.
For what it seemed like.
One is gonna be an intense conversation for sure.
I wish we had more people, like not just one person on there. That we can have more people so that it's an even, not fight, but it's in the conversation. There's people on both sides. That way, it's not just like one versus everyone.
What do you mean one versus everyone?
Well, I want people to have similar opinions, and we can in different opinions, but not everybody with the same opinion.
In this particular podcast that we're talking about, and this particular guest, who is that one person that's oddball out?
Well, it would be her, right?
No.
You agree with her?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know. Somebody asked me about it, and I was like, I don't really know how you stand.
I think we talked about that before.
It seems like we did.
Yeah. Okay. Me and Isaac agree.
Oh, okay. That's good then. All right, so the tables are turned.
I think you might be the oddball.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
But
and I may learn something. You may even persuade.
Well,
me.
that's the reason why I said let's wait to talk about this particular issue because she, like I said, people I want on the podcast are people who have something going on as far as career, or people who are experts in something. And I feel like she knows a lot about this and have personally been involved in a particular percentage of people that people want to talk about. Anyway, we're talking too much about it.
I have to be careful because I don't want it to get to the point to where, because it's going to happen eventually. I'm either going to piss someone off and it's going to be a fight, or I'm going to hurt someone's feelings and they're going to end up crying, or I'm just going to disrespect to the point to where they walk off. And I don't want it to be anything like that, but I don't want to hold back. Otherwise, what's the purpose?
Hey, remember what we said at the beginning of the podcast?
Fuck them.
It's content.
Oh.